one of the main elements or attributes to the third house is having the power of convincing, right? Having the ability to be like a salesman, to be like somebody who's persuasive, to be somebody who's able to pretty much win over the will of others, to get others to do what you would like them to do, right? Very much so a house of salesmanship, neuro linguistic programming, persuasion, things of that nature and whatnot. And it also is a natural house of Gemini, which is Mithuna, which represents this act of divine sexual copulation, whatever you want to call it. So third house activity, third house has a tantric appeal to it. It really does. You know what I'm saying? It's opposite to the ninth house. Ninth house is yogic. Ninth house is, you know what I'm saying, wanting to control your senses, your wanting to control your lower instincts, right? Ninth house is the natural house of Sagittarius. Which is the half man, half beast or whatever. He's aiming for the stars. He's aiming for the cosmos. He's aiming for his divine reunion with his God. And, he knows that he has to overcome the lower instinctual desires of his lower self or whatnot. So it's a war within that natural Sagittarian ninth house complex or whatever, right? So ninth house is the yogi. He goes against his instincts. Third house is the opposite. It's the tantric. He indulges, right? And through some weird way, though they be opposites, they both reach the same purity of knowledge within their own way. Know that can sound kind of confusing or whatnot, but it really is the truth. Like, when it comes to the tantric, when it comes to the third house, when it comes to Mithuna, when it comes to consciously engaging within the desires, exploration, right? You learn through experience. It's kind of like you become sort of a scientist. Tantric individuals are scientists within themselves because they experiment, they go against the grain, they go against the tradition, they go against the quote unquote limitation of the scripture or the religious society and all of these different things. And they take the investigation of life into their own hands and they find the knowledge through firsthand experience. You know what I'm saying? So they figure out how to, what's the best position to, I don't know, insert dick in your bitch back and to cause a Kundalini reaction in the eighth dimension or whatever the fuck, right? They find this level of knowledge by seeking and going into the things that they feel are to be sought or to go into. They don't necessarily have a map. It's just pure experimentation, which is a great tool or a great outlook or a great mental set that is needed in order to progress in any form of knowledge or attainment, right? Third house is also eighth house from the eighth house. So you feel me? It can be even more taboo than the eighth house. And I feel this is so because eighth is more intense. Whatever the fear is, whatever the dark side is, whatever, right? That a person might be running from or obstacle or a challenge that they might feel is insurmountable at sometimes, or they might feel that's life-threatening or just completely demonic, that is intense. But when it comes to the third is the house of courage. It's the house of bravery. It's the house of, nigga, I don't give a fuck. So third individuals can encounter situations that can be seemingly even more demonic, but for some reason they have more so of a cooler mentality about it, or they can have more so of a casual mentality about it, like fucking Detroit streetwalkers, for instance, right? Motherfuckers who in that type of community, like Detroit is a zombie land. It's a fucking it's a fucking hell dimension of its own. It really is. Like, I've lived out there, you know what I'm saying? I've been out there, you feel me? And it's fucking unimaginable until you actually get down there and be in that environment or whatever, right? But when you're around it, you know what I'm saying? It's this shit is like, it just is what it is. It's casual, you feel me? Yeah, it's a bitch getting fucked in the alley for $3.50. You know what I'm saying? So you can get her a pack of squares, and this bitch don't know up from down. You feel me? She that disconnected from reality, right? She that fucked up in the head, and she be doing this shit. She probably was like 14, 15 years old. It's just reality. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that's for anybody to be proud of, or not me making fun of, anybody who happens to fall in that particular life path. That's just the reality of a good number of individual lives within that city, right? Yes, it's a nigga out there pimping and he on dope. He a fucking dope fiend pimp. I don't know how niggas do it, but it's a lot of them niggas in Detroit. Craziest shit I ever fucking see. I swear to God. But it's dope fiend pimps that's fucking the bitches, and the bitches ain't bringing the nigga back the money because the nigga too doped out to even understand the bitch on the motherfucking mission or date. Uh, it's just a hell dimension. The story goes on and on and on and on, but bottom line, the point that I'm trying to make, third house can approach those types of scenarios with more of a casualness, right? Third house can incur dark karmas and be brave enough to just, keep exploring, doing what they need to do in order to work out, in order to avoid, in order to obtain their desires or whatnot, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I know I'm just rambling at this point, but yeah, when it comes to the third and the ninth axis, going back to the convincing aspect of the third house, it really, it's one of the relationship houses. But when you think of third house relationship or third house desire, as they say, this is a house to the siblings. It's not necessarily just the siblings. It's more so the people that you can kind of connect with, like your siblings or like your younger siblings. So you connect with these people in a playful manner. You connect with these people in a casual, cool. We laugh. We go out for drinks. You know what I'm saying? We might play some ball. And even female partners, right? You fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Friends with benefits or whatever. That's the third house archetype or whatnot, right? But it's light. It's not anything that's necessarily too serious or too much of a bond with a lot of restrictions and obligations, right? Third is like the seventh without the contracts or without the restriction and the obligation. You feel me? It's pretty much I ain't even gonna lie, like a third house individual will pretty much just come across people, and you feel me, y'all might fuck around, and they can last though. It's not that it can't last, you feel me? Yeah, it's like you can have a casual bond with a friend or your homie, or a female friend or whatever, for life, and it could be something that's highly interesting for the both of you. But it's just something that's not necessarily rooted in paperwork or set on stone, and it's more so of a thing as to where you enjoy this person. You kind of consume this person like a commodity. Y'all kind of consume each other, right? And it's not like you're necessarily going out of your way to sacrifice and provide or pay back or reciprocate to this person, if that makes sense, right? Like we like Call of Duty, for instance, right? You game, you playing Call of Duty with your homies or whatever. It's not necessarily an activity where one friend is looking to pay back or is looking to provide some type of compensation to that other friend, so a sort of balance or whatever the fuck could be achieved or attained, right? It's not about that. We just here, we chilling, we having fun, we on the game, we killing niggas. That's all that this shit is about. It's fun. And it's desire. You know what I'm saying? It's that exploration, it's that investigation or whatnot, right? Third house, it has a real troll aspect to it, like a troll-like aspect. You know what I'm saying? Joking. The content creators have great third house personalities, people that's able to interact and communicate with many different varieties of people. Quick thinkers, on the spot thinkers. You know what I'm saying? On the spot jokers. Humorists, linguists, rappers, poets. You feel me? People who are just multi-talented and really quick and agile within their mindset and able to, captivate a lot of attention through their maya or through their